10 habits that make you mentally weak. Modern Stoicism. Have you ever wondered why some people seem unshakable no matter what life throws at them? How do they handle setbacks, failures, and uncertainties with such calm and resilience? Maybe it's luck, or maybe they've unlocked a deeper truth about the way their minds work. The truth is, mental strength doesn't come from magic. It's shaped by habits, choices, and a way of thinking that anyone can cultivate. And just as good habits can make you mentally strong, bad habits can weaken your mind and leave you feeling powerless, pessimistic, and stuck in life's storms. So what are these habits that silently drain your mental strength? That's exactly what we'll uncover today. Drawing on modern Stoicism and timeless wisdom, this video from Stoic Secrets will guide you through the 10 habits that make you mentally weak, and, more importantly, how to break free from them. But before we begin, here's a challenge for you. Watch this video all the way through. Each habit we'll discuss holds a valuable lesson, and even one insight could completely shift your perspective. Are you ready to take the first step toward a stronger, more resilient mind? Let's dive in and uncover the Stoic secrets to transforming your life. Number 1. Blaming others. Blaming others is a subtle yet deeply ingrained habit that gradually erodes our mental strength by allowing us to sidestep accountability for our actions and the outcomes they produce. It's a natural inclination to shift fault outward, creating a false sense of security for our egos. After all, blaming someone or something else can temporarily shield us from the discomfort of admitting our own shortcomings. But this comfort is fleeting, and the cost is steep. As Epictetus wisely stated, we are disturbed not by things, but by the views we take of them. This insight reminds us that the key to enduring peace and strength lies in how we interpret and respond to life's challenges. Blame fosters a cycle of helplessness, locking us into a victim mentality that robs us of growth and prevents us from realizing our potential. To embody the principles of modern Stoicism and break free from this limiting habit, we must redirect our focus toward what we can control: our thoughts, responses, and decisions. Consider a common scenario. You miss an important work deadline. It's easy to pin the blame on an uncooperative colleague, a chaotic work environment, or unexpected distractions. However, the Stoic perspective urges you to reflect inward. Was your planning thorough enough? Did you prioritize effectively? What adjustments can you make to improve in the future? Each time you take ownership of your role in a situation, you strengthen your resilience and grow your capacity to handle difficulties with grace and wisdom. Acknowledging your own responsibility doesn't mean excusing the actions of others or denying external obstacles. Instead, it's about recognizing where your influence lies and using that awareness to drive meaningful change. When faced with setbacks, ask yourself, what part of this situation is within my control, and how can I respond better next time? This mindset not only transforms challenges into opportunities for self-improvement, but also empowers you to take charge of your narrative. As Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Taking ownership over your life liberates you from the limitations imposed by blame, offering the freedom to act with clarity and purpose. Blame also weakens our relationships, as it creates an atmosphere of defensiveness and mistrust. When we regularly point fingers, we signal to others that we are unwilling to confront our own flaws. Over time, this erodes credibility and makes it difficult for others to rely on or respect us. By contrast, When we accept responsibility for our mistakes, we build trust and demonstrate integrity. This approach doesn't require you to take on undue guilt or blame for things outside your control, but rather to focus on what you can do differently. Each moment of accountability is a step toward fostering stronger connections and cultivating a reputation for reliability and strength. The truth is, growth begins when blame ends. Each time you resist the urge to externalize responsibility, you move closer to the calm, unshakable resilience championed by modern Stoicism. Life will always present its share of challenges and unfairness, but your power lies in how you choose to respond. Let go of blame. It's a weight that prevents you from rising to your full potential. Instead, embrace responsibility as the foundation of strength, independence, and personal growth. In doing so, you'll not only fortify your own mental resolve, but also inspire those around you to do the same. After all, the journey to a stronger, more centered self begins with the simple yet profound decision to focus inward and take ownership of your life. Number 2. Avoiding discomfort. Avoiding discomfort might seem like a safe choice in the moment, but have you ever considered the long-term cost of that decision? When you shy away from challenges, you rob yourself of the very experiences that foster resilience and self-confidence. Musonius Rufus, a Stoic philosopher, wisely noted that personal growth does not occur on calm shores, but amid the rough seas of adversity. Think about it. When was the last time you truly grew as a person by staying in your comfort zone? Growth comes from stepping into the unknown, from daring to confront your fears, and from learning to see discomfort not as an enemy, but as a trusted companion on the journey to becoming your best self. Picture this. A young woman named Clara has a fear of public speaking, and every time the opportunity arises, she retreats. One day she's presented with a chance to give a short presentation at work. Nothing grand, but enough to send her heart racing. She considers declining, but something in her stirs. She remembers hearing that discomfort is the price of growth. Clara spends a week preparing, practicing in front of the mirror, and even asking a friend for feedback. On the day of the presentation, her palms sweat, and her voice wavers at first, but she pushes through. The room applauds when she finishes, and for the first time, Clara feels a surge of confidence she's never known. This small step into discomfort not only improves her communication skills, but reshapes how she sees herself. Now imagine the opportunities you might seize if you chose courage over comfort. How would it feel to break free from the chains of avoidance? The Stoic secrets to overcoming the habit of avoiding discomfort lie in small, deliberate steps. Start with manageable challenges. Initiate that difficult conversation you've been avoiding, or try learning a new skill that intimidates you. Reflect on the long-term benefits. What would happen if you faced your fear? Visualize not just the struggle, but the rewards waiting on the other side. Fear, after all, is not a wall. It is a gateway, and every time you walk through it, you unlock another level of your potential. When discomfort arises, I challenge you to shift your perspective. Instead of recoiling, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How will this moment make me stronger? By embracing discomfort and stepping into the unknown, you empower yourself to live a fuller, richer life. Remember, the path to your fullest potential is paved not with ease, but with effort, courage, and an unwavering belief in your ability to grow. You don't need to leap into the storm all at once. Just take one step, then another, and watch as the seas of adversity transform into your greatest ally. Number 3. Obsessing over fame and wealth. Have you ever chased fame or wealth, believing they hold the key to lasting happiness? Society glorifies these pursuits, making it easy to fall into the trap of seeking success through material riches and recognition. But ask yourself, do these truly fulfill anyone? Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, once wrote, "Do not waste the remaining part of your life in thoughts about others, when you do not refer your thoughts to some object of common utility." Even with immense power, Aurelius saw the emptiness in chasing fame and wealth, choosing humility and self-mastery over fleeting accolades. When you place your worth in external achievements, you tie your happiness to others' opinions. Imagine winning an award or achieving financial success. While thrilling at first, the emptiness that follows shows how fleeting these rewards are. Depending on external validation leaves you vulnerable to disappointment, always chasing something just out of reach. So, how much energy are you spending on pursuits that may never truly satisfy you? The Stoics remind us that real happiness comes from within. It's about living ethically, cultivating virtues like courage and wisdom, and making meaningful contributions. Epictetus taught, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Are you pursuing fame and wealth because they reflect your values, or are they distractions from what really matters? Modern Stoicism invites us to refocus in a world obsessed with social media and materialism. How often do you compare yourself to curated lives online? That external validation is just noise. It doesn't define a good life. Instead, focus on your character, strengthen relationships, and pursue excellence for its own sake. True fulfillment comes from knowing you've done your best, not from applause. Fame and wealth aren't inherently wrong, but they shouldn't define who you are. True strength lies in contentment with what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and character. When we prioritize others' opinions or material success, we lose sight of ourselves. So, what kind of person do you want to be? Will you measure your life by fleeting praise or by the lasting impact you create? Letting go of fame and wealth's grip is freeing. It breaks the cycle of comparison and endless striving. As Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Focus on inner values and discover purpose and peace. Isn't that the kind of wealth that truly lasts? Modern Stoicism offers the tools to live a balanced, meaningful life. One where your worth isn't tied to what you achieve, but to who you become. So, what will you choose? If you've made it this far, you're truly committed to building resilience and unlocking your potential. Show your dedication by commenting below with the phrase, "Resilience builds my strength." This simple yet powerful slogan reflects the Stoic mindset of perseverance and growth. Your participation could encourage others to stay on their path of self-discovery and strength. Let's inspire one another. This journey toward living with purpose and determination has only just begun. Number 4. Giving up easily. Giving up when faced with challenges erodes your resilience and hinders your potential for growth. Life, as the Stoics remind us, is fraught with adversity, and it is not the nature of these obstacles, but our response to them that shapes our character. Cato the Younger, a revered Stoic statesman, stood as an enduring symbol of steadfastness. Despite the political turmoil and personal sacrifices he endured, he refused to compromise his principles. His story is a powerful reminder that perseverance is the foundation of mental strength and a testament to the enduring power of conviction in the face of overwhelming odds. When you surrender too readily, you forfeit the invaluable lessons that come with struggle and deny yourself the opportunity to fortify your spirit. Every challenge, no matter how daunting, presents an opportunity to sharpen your skills and broaden your understanding. For example, Abandoning a fitness regimen because it seems too strenuous may offer a fleeting sense of relief, but robs you of the long-term benefits of discipline, health, and self-confidence. The Stoics understood this well. As Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Temporary discomfort pales in comparison to the enduring rewards of persistence. To cultivate resilience, learn to shift your focus from the immediate discomfort of challenges to the lasting fulfillment of overcoming them. Failure, far from being a reason to quit, is a necessary step on the path to mastery. Instead of fearing setbacks, embrace them as instructors that illuminate the way forward. By approaching difficulties with a rational mind, you ensure your decisions are guided by principles rather than fleeting emotions. Reflect on whether your actions align with your deeper values and purpose, for this alignment provides clarity and resolve in the face of trials. Remember, every small effort you make chips away at the barriers holding you back, transforming obstacles into opportunities for growth. Modern life is filled with distractions and pressures that make quitting seem like the easier path. Yet, it is precisely in these moments that Stoic secrets reveal their power. Imagine the strength you build when you resist the urge to give up on your goals, whether in your career, relationships, or personal pursuits. By persisting, you not only achieve external success, but also cultivate inner peace and self-respect. As Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Through perseverance, you transform life's struggles into the very steps that lead to personal fulfillment and achievement. In a world that often glorifies instant gratification, the ability to endure challenges and stay true to your path is a rare and invaluable skill. Commit to your goals, however small the progress may seem, and remind yourself that each step forward is a victory over the forces of doubt and fear. By embracing the lessons of Stoicism and embodying resilience, you unlock the Stoic secrets to a life of purpose, strength, and enduring fulfillment. Number 5. Letting emotions rule you. Letting emotions take the reins of your life is like allowing a storm to steer your ship. Chaotic, unpredictable, and often destructive. While emotions are a vital part of our humanity, they should serve as signals, not as masters dictating our every move. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, wisely taught that emotions must be understood and moderated to maintain harmony in life. Modern Stoicism reminds us that when we let emotions govern our actions, we risk impulsivity and regret. Think about those moments of anger or fear that led to decisions you wish you could undo. Emotional reactions often blur our judgment, magnifying small problems into unmanageable crises. For instance, responding with anger to criticism might sever meaningful relationships or tarnish your credibility. Instead, cultivating the habit of pausing and reflecting allows you to align your response with your deeper values and intentions. Self-awareness is the linchpin of managing emotions effectively. By recognizing your triggers, you can learn to step back and observe your feelings without being consumed by them. The Stoics viewed emotions as fleeting impressions, not eternal truths, urging us to perceive them as waves that rise and fall, but do not define the ocean. By practicing mindfulness and self-control, you can navigate emotional upheavals with clarity and resilience. This approach is particularly relevant in modern life, where stresses abound and emotional outbursts are often amplified by the immediacy of technology and social media. Pausing before reacting, whether in person or online, creates a space where wisdom can guide your response. This deliberate restraint transforms what might have been an emotional storm into an opportunity for growth, helping you maintain dignity and composure even in challenging situations. Mastering your emotions is not about becoming indifferent, but about gaining the freedom to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. In this way, emotional challenges become stepping stones to resilience, enabling you to live with greater purpose and serenity, the hallmark of modern Stoicism. Number 6. Feeding your ego. Feeding the ego is one of the most common traps we fall into. It's that inner voice craving validation, attention, and superiority over others. While it's tempting to indulge, doing so blinds you to your true priorities and separates you from your inner wisdom. As Epictetus wisely said, conquering the self is the greatest victory. This isn't just self-discipline, it's freedom from the constant chase for approval and recognition. The ego is like a hungry beast, and the more you feed it, the more it enslaves you. Think about it. How often have you made choices to impress others rather than align with your values? Maybe you worked harder to outshine a colleague, not for personal growth, but to hear applause. Sure, the praise feels good briefly, but it leaves you unfulfilled because it's shallow. Now imagine focusing on growth and meaningful contributions instead. True purpose and fulfillment come from living in harmony with your values, not chasing external approval. Let me share a modern story. A friend of mine, a software engineer, was obsessed with being seen as the smartest person in the room. He dominated meetings, dismissed ideas, and overworked to ensure his name was on every project. His bosses noticed and colleagues admired him, but he burned out, and his relationships at work began to crumble. One day, a mentor told him, "You're chasing recognition, not excellence. What do you actually want?" That realization hit hard. He started practicing humility, listening more, letting go of his need to be right, and focusing on collaboration. Over time, he found fulfillment and became a respected leader, not just a competitor. His story is a reminder. The ego promises glory, but humility delivers peace. How do you know when your ego is in control? Ask yourself questions like, am I seeking validation or acting in line with my values? How would I feel about this if no one ever knew I did it? Or, what's really driving my need for recognition? Often, ego-driven desires stem from fear or insecurity. Here's a Stoic secret. When you identify and understand your ego, it loses its grip on you. To overcome ego, embrace humility. Reflect on your actions and motives. Try journaling to gain clarity. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow, not just those who flatter you. Accept criticism without defensiveness. It may sting, but it strengthens your character. Remember, true strength lies in following your inner wisdom, not chasing applause. This is how you cultivate integrity, authenticity, and meaningful connections. So, what are you feeding? Your ego or your soul? Choose what truly matters, and you'll find the peace and fulfillment you've been searching for. Let go of ego, live with purpose, and embrace the freedom of a life guided by your values. Isn't that the kind of life worth striving for? Number 7. Fear of judgment. Let's talk about a mental habit that quietly chips away at your confidence and holds you back from living authentically. Fear of judgment. This isn't just about worrying what people think of your haircut or outfit. It's much deeper. It's that hesitancy you feel when you want to speak up, take a risk, or stand out, but then you don't, because you're afraid of how others might react. You know what's tragic about that? It's not the judgment itself. It's the missed opportunities to grow into the best version of yourself. Fear of judgment is an outside event, something we can't control, but we often allow it to control us. Why? Think about it. How many times have you tailored your decisions to meet someone else's expectations, even when it didn't align with your own values? Maybe you've avoided sharing a bold idea at work, fearing criticism. Maybe you've suppressed your true opinions in conversations to avoid rocking the boat. These choices come from a place of insecurity and overthinking. Yet, when you live this way, whose life are you really living? Yours or someone else's? Ask yourself, what matters more? Staying true to your principles or bending under the weight of someone else's fleeting opinions? Here's the truth. Most judgments are not about you. They're reflections of other people's biases, insecurities, and perspectives. Epictetus, another Stoic thinker, reminded us, if you are ever tempted to look for outside approval, realize that you have compromised your integrity. Be satisfied with just being a philosopher. Modern Stoicism teaches us the same lesson. Instead of obsessing over others' opinions, focus on what you can control: your values, your character, your actions. Because when you focus on these, judgment loses its sting. But how do you start breaking free from this mental trap? You begin with small, courageous steps. Test the waters in safe environments. Maybe share a personal thought in a group where you feel supported. Pay attention to what happens next. Most of the time, you'll notice that the judgment you feared is nowhere near as harsh as you imagined, or it doesn't even exist. And each time you take one of these small risks, you'll build resilience and confidence. Living authentically is an act of bravery, but it's also incredibly freeing. Imagine what you could accomplish if you redirected all that energy spent worrying about judgment toward your personal goals. Imagine celebrating your individuality rather than hiding it. Sure, criticism might come your way, but here's another Stoic truth. Growth often involves discomfort. As Seneca said, "What progress, you ask, have I made? I have begun to be a friend to myself." Becoming your own ally means accepting that not everyone will agree with your choices, and that's okay. The next time you catch yourself worrying about judgment, pause and ask, does this opinion truly matter to me? Will it impact my integrity or my values? If the answer is no, let it go. By embracing your individuality, pursuing what's meaningful, and standing firm in your values, you create a life of fulfillment and genuine self-expression. Isn't that worth more than someone else's fleeting opinion? Modern Stoicism teaches us that life is short and your energy is precious. Don't waste it worrying about things you can't control, especially the opinions of others. The only judgment that truly matters is the one you pass on yourself. So, what kind of person will you choose to be? Number 8. Lack of self-discipline. A lack of self-discipline is one of the most significant obstacles to developing a resilient mind and achieving true freedom. Without it, life becomes a maze of distractions, procrastination, and indulgence in fleeting comforts, habits that erode both personal growth and mental fortitude. Stoicism emphasizes that discipline is not a limitation, but a key to liberation, for it empowers us to align our actions with our values rather than being tossed around by transient desires. As Epictetus wisely said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Self-discipline, then, is the compass that ensures we navigate life with purpose and clarity. When self-discipline falters, it opens the door to chaos. Goals seem unattainable, and life becomes reactive rather than intentional. Picture the act of skipping a workout in favor of lounging on the couch. While the immediate gratification feels comforting, over time, it chips away at physical health, confidence, and mental clarity. Discipline is the bridge between aspiration and achievement. It transforms vague intentions into consistent actions, ensuring progress even on days when motivation is lacking. To cultivate this invaluable trait, begin by identifying what truly matters to you. Set clear, actionable goals that are broken into manageable steps, and focus on one task at a time to avoid overwhelm. A structured routine is a powerful tool for ensuring discipline becomes a habit, not a chore. Build your day around your most significant priorities, ensuring that distractions are minimized and progress remains steady. Celebrate even the smallest victories, as each accomplishment reinforces your capacity to stay the course. When temptation strikes, remind yourself of the long-term rewards of discipline, health, success, and inner peace. These are treasures far more valuable than momentary pleasure. Beyond its practical benefits, self-discipline is a profound act of self-respect. It demonstrates your commitment to becoming the best version of yourself, strengthening your sense of worth and resolve. In mastering discipline, you cultivate resilience, the ability to endure discomfort in the pursuit of something greater. Life's inevitable challenges become less daunting, and setbacks are seen not as failures, but as opportunities to refine your approach. Discipline is the secret ingredient that turns potential into progress, transforming dreams into tangible achievements. As you embrace the Stoic secrets of discipline, you'll find that your capacity to overcome, endure, and thrive expands in ways you never thought possible. Let discipline be your guiding principle. It is not a limitation, but the foundation of a fulfilling life. By harnessing its power, you unlock the freedom to act with intention, the strength to weather adversity, and the clarity to pursue your purpose with unwavering determination. You've made it this far because you're dedicated to living with purpose and building a stronger, more disciplined mind. Show your commitment by leaving a comment with the phrase, "Discipline is my foundation." Let it be your declaration that you're ready to align your actions with your values and embrace the transformative power of self-discipline. Stay connected. Greater lessons are on the horizon, and the journey to mastering your potential is just beginning. Number 9. Constant comparison to others. Constantly comparing yourself to others is a toxic habit that silently chips away at your mental strength, fostering envy, dissatisfaction, and insecurity. It's a trap that diverts your attention from your own progress and accomplishments, making you feel inadequate even when you're on a path of growth. Marcus Aurelius, a beacon of modern Stoicism, wisely advised, "Don't waste time thinking about what others are doing. Do your work as a human being." His timeless reminder underscores the importance of focusing on your unique journey, as no two paths are alike. By measuring yourself against others, you fail to honor your individual strengths and the life circumstances that shape your experiences. In today's digital age, comparison often finds fertile ground on social media, where we are constantly exposed to curated highlight reels of others' lives. These snapshots of success, career promotions, luxurious vacations, or seemingly perfect relationships rarely reveal the struggles and sacrifices behind the scenes. For example, envying a colleague's promotion without understanding the years of hard work or personal challenges they faced only breeds resentment. Instead of falling into the comparison trap, remind yourself that every person has their own timeline, with victories and struggles unique to their circumstances. As the Stoic Epictetus once said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Focus inward and let your actions reflect your personal values and goals." Breaking free from the cycle of comparison requires a deliberate shift in focus. Rather than looking outward, direct your energy toward self-improvement and personal growth. Set clear goals that align with your values and celebrate every milestone you achieve, no matter how small. For instance, if you're working on improving your fitness, recognize the progress you've made, rather than lamenting that you're not as fast or strong as someone else. Gratitude is another powerful tool to combat the negativity of comparison. Reflect on your journey, acknowledge the obstacles you've overcome, and appreciate the lessons life has taught you. When you cultivate gratitude, you start to see your own story in a more positive light, reducing the urge to compare it to others. Life is not a competition, but a deeply personal journey of growth and self-discovery. When you measure your success against others, you lose sight of what truly matters, your own progress and fulfillment. Instead, let others' achievements inspire you to work harder, not diminish your self-worth. By focusing on what you can control, your actions, mindset and efforts, you free yourself from the toxic habit of comparison and build a stronger, more resilient self. Modern Stoicism teaches us to find peace by aligning our lives with our values rather than external benchmarks. Embrace your unique path, trust in your process, and remember that fulfillment comes from within, not from measuring yourself against others. Number 10. Fear of failure. Fear of failure is a silent thief that robs you of opportunities before you even have the chance to seize them. It paralyzes action, chaining you to a world of what-ifs and regrets. Often, this fear stems from a desire to avoid discomfort, embarrassment, or the sting of inadequacy. But what if I told you that failure isn't the end of the road, but rather the beginning of growth? The Stoics believed that failure is not a reflection of your worth, but a teacher, offering valuable lessons for those who dare to listen. Failure, they might say, is simply feedback. It's a nudge to refine your efforts, rethink your approach, and most importantly, to keep going. What does your fear of failure say about the opportunities you might be letting slip away? Imagine a man named Daniel who dreams of opening his own coffee shop. He has spent years perfecting his craft, making cups of coffee that wow his friends. However, his fear of financial loss and public embarrassment keeps him stuck in a 9-to-5 job, scrolling through the Instagram feeds of entrepreneurs he admires but never dares to join. One day, Daniel stumbles upon the idea of a Stoic secret to overcoming his fear and reframes his perspective. He realizes that failure isn't really failure, but learning in disguise. Armed with this mindset, he starts small, setting up a stall at a local market. His first day is slow and he feels frustrated, but instead of giving up, he adjusts his strategy, asks for feedback, and improves his product. Months later, his stall became the talk of the town, and his dream of a coffee shop finally came true. Now think about your own life. What dreams are you holding back because you are afraid of failure? And what if you decided to see failure not as a wall, but as a bridge to something greater? The Stoics understood that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. The path to mental strength involves taking small, intentional steps to face your fears head-on. Start by reframing failure as a natural part of the process. Think about it. Every mistake you've made has taught you something, hasn't it? Reflect on those lessons and use them as stepping stones. Focus on what you can control, your effort, your preparation, your willingness to try, and accept that the outcome will sometimes be out of your hands. By taking small risks regularly, you'll build the confidence to tackle bigger challenges. Each setback becomes an opportunity to practice resilience, adaptability, and creativity. What's stopping you from seeing failure for what it truly is? A necessary and invaluable part of the journey. As you begin to embrace these Stoic secrets, you'll find that your fear of failure loses its grip and a new mindset emerges, one that sees obstacles as opportunities and failures as feedback. Remember, mental strength isn't built by avoiding failure, but by learning from it and using it to fuel your growth. You are stronger than your fears, and by stepping into the unknown, you'll unlock the potential to achieve the meaningful goals you've been dreaming of all along. Each habit on this list is a barrier that keeps us from achieving mental freedom and inner strength. By identifying and changing these habits, you can break free from mental weakness and pave the way for a life that is strong, peaceful, and deeply meaningful. Applying Stoicism to build mental strength. Recognizing the habits that make you mentally weak is only the first step. The next part of the journey is applying the principles of Stoicism to build mental strength and live a more fulfilling life. Let's explore how Stoic thinking and practices can transform the way you face life's challenges. The principles in the next section won't just build your inner strength, they'll help you discover true freedom within. Don't miss out, because these tools can change the way you view life forever. Number 1. Journaling for clarity. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your thoughts, unsure of how to make sense of them? Journaling is one of the most powerful habits for building mental strength, giving you clarity, self-awareness, and a way to regulate your emotions. By taking the time to reflect on your thoughts and actions, you uncover patterns in your behavior and gain insight into whether your choices align with your goals and values. Think about Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor whose personal reflections in meditations are still studied today. He wrote daily to navigate the immense challenges of ruling an empire with wisdom and calm. His journaling wasn't for anyone else but himself, a private practice that helped him stay grounded in his principles. When you journal, you create a space where you can safely explore your fears, analyze your reactions, and untangle complex emotions. Imagine a situation where you've had a disagreement with a colleague or loved one. By writing about it, you can step back, see the situation more objectively, and plan a better approach for the future. Journaling is like having a conversation with yourself, a chance to process what happened, learn from it, and move forward with greater awareness. Have you ever written down your thoughts only to realize a solution was there all along? That's the magic of clarity through journaling. Beyond problem-solving, journaling can also cultivate gratitude. When you reflect on positive moments or lessons learned, even during tough times, you begin to focus less on what's missing and more on what you have. This habit nurtures mindfulness, helping you stay present and intentional in your actions. The Stoics believed in this kind of self-reflection as a way to build resilience and wisdom. As Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Writing helps you separate imagined fears from real challenges, making you more prepared to face life with a calm and steady mind. So how can you make this practice a part of your life? Start small. Set aside just a few minutes each day to write about your experiences, challenges, and lessons. Don't overthink it. Your journal doesn't need to be perfect. Focus on whether your actions align with your values and what improvements you can make. Use questions to guide you. What went well today? What could I have done differently? How did I respond to difficulties? And what can I learn from them? These reflections will help you see your progress and understand yourself on a deeper level. Modern Stoicism reminds us that clarity and self-mastery are essential for living a purposeful life. Journaling, though simple, is a tool that empowers you to cultivate these qualities daily. By committing to this practice, you strengthen your mental resilience, sharpen your perspective, and gain the courage to face life's uncertainties. Isn't it worth spending a few moments each day to build a foundation for wisdom and peace? As you put pen to paper, remember, the journey to self-discovery begins with a single sentence. How will you start yours today? Number 2. Practicing negative visualization. Negative visualization is a transformative Stoic practice that builds mental resilience by preparing you for life's uncertainties. This exercise, recommended by the Stoic masters like Seneca, empowers you to confront potential challenges with calm and composure, turning fear of the unknown into a readiness to act. Seneca himself advised, "He robs present ills of their power, who has perceived their coming beforehand." Negative visualization is not about pessimism, but about fortifying your mind against life's inevitable trials while cultivating a profound sense of gratitude for your current blessings. When you engage in negative visualization, you mentally prepare for setbacks by visualizing how you would respond to them. Picture losing an opportunity you've been eagerly anticipating or facing an unexpected challenge in your personal life. By imagining these scenarios, you lessen their emotional sting and build confidence in your ability to adapt. For instance, if you were to envision losing a job, the exercise might reveal how resilient you are, how quickly you could identify alternative opportunities or rally support from your network. This process shifts your mindset from helplessness to proactive problem-solving, reinforcing your ability to face challenges head-on. It's essential to understand that this practice doesn't encourage dwelling on misfortune or wallowing in negativity. Instead, it allows you to acknowledge life's impermanence and accept that setbacks are part of the human experience. In doing so, you train yourself to approach difficulties with a rational, solution-oriented mindset. Negative visualization also fosters gratitude by sharpening your awareness of the good things you currently have. When you contemplate what it might be like to lose something you hold dear, a loved one, your health, or even your freedom, you come to appreciate those aspects of your life more deeply. Incorporating negative visualization into your daily routine is simple yet profoundly impactful. Set aside a few moments each day to reflect on potential obstacles, imagining how you would respond while maintaining your composure. For example, think about how you'd handle a financial setback or a disagreement with a friend. Consider the steps you'd take to navigate these scenarios calmly and effectively. By repeatedly practicing this exercise, you condition yourself to stay composed under pressure, reduce anxiety, and face uncertainties with courage. In today's fast-paced and unpredictable world, negative visualization offers a modern blueprint for resilience. It aligns seamlessly with the Stoic secrets of transforming adversity into growth and equipping yourself to navigate life's challenges with poise. The true value of this practice lies not only in preparing for the worst, but in fostering gratitude and self-assurance in the present. By embracing negative visualization, you strengthen your mind, fortify your spirit, and discover an unshakable confidence in your ability to face whatever life throws your way. 3. Number 3. Focusing on what you control. Focusing on what you can control is one of the most liberating and empowering habits you can develop, and it lies at the heart of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics, like Epictetus, emphasized that while external circumstances are beyond our influence, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes remain firmly within our grasp. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens, he wrote, urging us to channel our energy into what truly matters. In modern Stoicism, this principle resonates deeply in a world full of uncertainty and distractions, offering a path to mental clarity and strength. When you focus on what you can control, you free yourself from the exhausting struggle of trying to manage the uncontrollable, enabling a sense of peace and emotional stability even in the face of adversity. Consider a common scenario: being stuck in traffic. You cannot alter the traffic itself, but you can choose how you respond. Do you let frustration boil over, ruining your mood for the day? Or do you embrace patience, perhaps using the time to listen to a podcast or reflect on your goals? Shifting your perspective in this way not only preserves your peace of mind, but also allows you to approach challenges with a calm and constructive attitude. This small but significant choice exemplifies the power of controlling your reactions, and it applies to much larger challenges in life as well. By concentrating on the areas within your influence, your effort, decisions, and responses, you create a more effective and resilient approach to achieving your goals. This mindset is transformative, as it helps you distinguish between what deserves your attention and what doesn't. It's tempting to dwell on uncertainties or fret over outcomes you cannot change, but doing so wastes precious energy and breeds unnecessary stress. Instead, when you reflect on your circle of control, you gain clarity on where to focus your time and effort. This clarity not only enhances your productivity, but also fosters emotional balance as you learn to accept life's unpredictability without resistance. Marcus Aurelius captured this wisdom when he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Applying this insight allows you to channel your resources into meaningful actions rather than being paralyzed by the fear of what might go wrong. To incorporate this principle into your daily life, begin by assessing any situation and identifying what lies within your control. Commit to taking intentional steps in these areas while consciously letting go of concerns over external factors. Practicing mindfulness can help you stay present and rooted, ensuring your actions are deliberate and aligned with your values. This practice may require effort, but over time, it will strengthen your ability to remain composed and adaptable in the face of life's challenges. By embracing this Stoic discipline, you cultivate not only a calmer mind, but also a more focused and determined spirit, equipping you to navigate modern life with grace and resilience. In doing so, you embody the essence of modern Stoicism, creating a life defined by clarity, purpose, and inner peace. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Before we dive into the next truth, I want to take a moment to truly appreciate your presence. Your experiences and perspectives matter, and I'd love to hear from you. How do you practice focusing on what you can control in your own life? To make it even easier, here's a ready-to-use slogan for you to share. Control the inner, release the outer. Just drop it in the comments or feel free to add your personal thoughts on how this principle has shaped your approach to challenges. Your engagement not only deepens this conversation, but also motivates us to keep creating content that speaks directly to you. Now, let's move forward together into the next idea. Number 4, embracing discomfort. Let's talk about something we all try to avoid, but should learn to embrace: discomfort. In our modern world, it's so tempting to seek ease and avoid anything that feels challenging. But here's the truth. Discomfort is an unavoidable part of life and one of the greatest teachers we have. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius, for instance, believed that enduring discomfort wasn't just necessary, but essential for building virtue and wisdom. When you face discomfort head-on, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, you're opening the door to personal growth. Every challenge you encounter offers a chance to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. But how often do we shrink back instead, letting fear and avoidance hold us back? Think about a time when you avoided something hard, maybe skipping a workout because it seemed too grueling, or dodging an uncomfortable conversation to keep the peace. While those choices may have felt easier in the moment, did they really make you stronger? Now imagine the opposite, choosing to embrace discomfort instead. That workout you dreaded could lead to better health and a sharper mind. That tough conversation could improve your relationships and teach you emotional resilience. This shift in perspective is a Stoic secret. Discomfort is not the enemy, but a stepping stone to the life you want to lead. Let me share a story to bring this idea to life. A friend of mine once feared public speaking so much that he avoided it entirely. Opportunities at work passed him by because he couldn't stand the thought of standing in front of an audience. One day, he decided enough was enough. He started small, speaking up in meetings, practicing alone, and even signing up for a local speaking group. It was uncomfortable every step of the way, but he didn't back down. Over time, not only did his confidence grow, but his career flourished as well. What started as an unbearable challenge became one of his greatest strengths. His journey is a reminder that discomfort isn't permanent, it's a path to growth. So, how can you embrace discomfort in your own life? Start by reframing it. Instead of seeing discomfort as something to avoid, view it as a signal that you're growing. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen if I step outside my comfort zone? Often the answer is far less daunting than it seems. Take deliberate steps to challenge yourself, like fasting for a day, taking a cold shower, or starting that difficult project you've been avoiding. These small acts of hardship build mental toughness and show you that discomfort doesn't control you. You control it. When life throws obstacles your way, remember that they're not there to break you, but to build you. Discomfort can teach patience, perseverance, and strength if you let it. As the Stoics believed, every hardship is an opportunity to grow in virtue. By embracing discomfort, you become more capable and confident, able to handle whatever life throws your way. So, what challenges are you avoiding right now? What would happen if you face them with courage and curiosity? The more you lean into discomfort, the more you'll realize that it's not something to fear, it's something to transform you. Isn't it time you stopped avoiding and started growing? Number 5. Practicing self-reflection. Let's pause for a moment and consider how often you truly take the time to evaluate your own thoughts, actions, and emotions. Self-reflection is one of the most powerful tools for mental strength, yet in our busy, noisy world, it's often overlooked. Modern Stoicism, with its emphasis on self-awareness and growth, reminds us that self-reflection isn't just a practice, it's a necessity for aligning our actions with our values and goals. As Seneca once said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." And how can you learn to live wisely if you never take the time to learn about yourself? Self-reflection begins with honesty, an unflinching look at your behavior, your reactions, and the emotions behind them. Ask yourself, am I living in accordance with my principles? Am I the person I aspire to be? Set aside a few moments each day for this process. Journaling is a fantastic way to start. Write down your thoughts, review the day's events, and examine how you responded to challenges. Did you stay calm in that heated conversation, or did anger get the better of you? Did you procrastinate on that important task because of fear or a lack of clarity? Reflecting on these questions not only builds awareness, but also gives you the insight needed to grow. One of the most rewarding aspects of self-reflection is identifying both your strengths and weaknesses. We all have areas where we shine and areas where we stumble. Instead of judging yourself harshly for your flaws, consider them opportunities for improvement. For instance, if you often find yourself procrastinating, reflect on the reasons behind it. Is it fear of failure? A lack of clear priorities? Once you understand the why, you can take steps to address it. On the flip side, recognizing your strengths builds confidence and helps you lean into the qualities that make you uniquely capable. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what am I truly good at, and how can I use that to better myself and others? But self-reflection isn't just about identifying what went wrong or right, it's also about learning to forgive yourself. In Stoicism, mistakes are not failures, they are lessons. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. So, if you fall short, don't dwell on the misstep. Instead, use it as a stepping stone to greater self-discipline, emotional control, and resilience. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this, and how can I do better next time? As you build the habit of self-reflection, you'll notice something incredible. You'll develop a deeper emotional intelligence. You'll start to understand why you feel a certain way and how those feelings influence your choices. This awareness allows you to respond more rationally rather than impulsively to life's challenges. Over time, you'll find yourself making decisions that align more closely with your values and goals and less with fleeting emotions or external pressures. Self-reflection also enhances your understanding of how your actions impact others. It's a way to ensure that you're not only growing as an individual, but also contributing positively to the world around you. After all, true growth isn't just about personal success. It's about becoming a person who uplifts others. Isn't that the kind of legacy worth striving for? Modern Stoicism reminds us that the journey of self-improvement starts with a simple yet profound act, looking inward. When you make self-reflection a daily practice, you gain the clarity and strength to navigate life's complexities with grace. So, let me ask you, when was the last time you truly reflected on your day, your choices, your purpose? Could today be the day you begin to truly understand yourself? Number 6. Developing emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is not just a skill, it is a shield that guards your mental strength against the inevitable ups and downs of life. As one of the core tenets of Stoicism, it represents your ability to recover from setbacks, adapt to change, and persevere in the face of challenges. The Stoics, deeply attuned to the unpredictability of life, taught that while we cannot control external events, we hold complete power over how we respond to them. This insight is foundational to emotional resilience. As Epictetus observed, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The first step in building this strength is recognizing that emotions, while natural, are often fleeting and exaggerated. Emotional resilience invites you to pause and reflect, rather than being swept away by the intensity of the moment. Consider this. When you encounter criticism at work, your initial reaction might be defensiveness or anger, but through resilience, you can learn to acknowledge your feelings, assess the feedback with objectivity, and use it to grow, transforming what feels like a slight into an opportunity for improvement. Maintaining composure under pressure is another hallmark of emotional resilience. The Stoics believed that calmness in adversity reflects true strength, and this calm can be cultivated by anchoring yourself in the present. Mindfulness, a modern ally to Stoic practice, is a powerful tool for this. For instance, in a high-stress meeting or confrontation, focus on your breath to ground yourself, allowing clarity to replace the impulse to react impulsively. This is not about suppressing emotions, but about mastering them so they serve your goals rather than hinder them. Seneca reminds us, "He who is brave is free," underscoring that inner calm unlocks freedom from fear and turmoil. Resilience also involves reframing challenges as opportunities for growth. A setback, viewed through the lens of Stoicism, is not a mark of failure but a stepping stone to wisdom. As Epictetus taught, it is our perception of events, not the events themselves, that cause suffering. When faced with disappointment, whether it's a missed promotion, a strained relationship, or a failed project, Ask yourself what lesson it offers. This shift in perspective can turn adversity into a teacher, equipping you with the insights needed to handle future trials with greater strength and poise. Equally important is the ability to forgive yourself. Mistakes and failures are universal, yet we often let them weigh heavily on our minds. Stoicism calls us to approach ourselves with compassion, not harsh judgment. Acknowledging a misstep, understanding its cause, and committing to growth are far more productive than dwelling on regret. Marcus Aurelius encouraged this self-compassion, writing, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." By allowing yourself grace, you create the mental space needed to continue progressing without being shackled by past errors. Emotional resilience is the foundation upon which you build a fulfilling and enduring life. It empowers you to face setbacks without losing sight of your goals, to transform adversity into growth, and to navigate the storms of life with a steady heart and mind. The Stoic secrets of emotional resilience lie in mastering your perceptions, regulating your emotions, and approaching life's challenges as opportunities to refine your character. By embracing these principles, you gain not only the strength to endure, but also the wisdom to thrive, no matter what life brings your way. Thank you for joining us on this journey to uncover the 10 habits that make you mentally weak and the transformative practices of modern Stoicism that can help you overcome them. By addressing habits like blaming others, avoiding discomfort, and constantly comparing yourself to others, and embracing Stoic secrets like self-discipline and emotional resilience, you can build a stronger, more focused mind. Remember, mental strength is not a destination. It's a daily practice of aligning your actions with your values and focusing on what you can control.